All right. Well, here we are. We're in Ozona, Texas, 30 miles south of Ozona, and we're preparing for the start of the Thanksgiving part of our hunting season 2023. We currently are rattling. I'm up. It's Thursday afternoon, and I'm rattling in my blind. The corn and the feed blocks are down. They've just been put down, so they will be. We'll be hunting this spot now for several days because each day it increases the activity of the animals. More and more animals show up, and I get a chance to look at all the deer and really try to be careful about picking the biggest buck I can find. Uh, I've see the 10 point that we see initially is weak on his left side, so he's not. He looks pretty good gene pool. Um, I'm currently rattling with horns that the horns are full sets of horns, not just two horns. Uh, they make a better sound, really sound more like a deer fighting to me than just rattling two antlers. Um, so yeah, we've got a lot to look forward to. Thanks for joining me. This is our first film of the stuff in order that I shot it. Um, we will. It'll culminate with finally taking the buck. Uh, but thank you for being here, and please get your popcorn. And where we go one, we go all, Patriots. We will have to remember too that every year, every time we've been in conflict with other countries and there's been war, your hunters in America have represented one of the best fighting forces in the world, and they come into the military many times with their childhood and their family culture involving hunting and being a good shot and accurate marksman. The Revolutionary War was a good example of that one. Um, the Redcoats took on the American hunters. Um, so we have to stand vigilant. We have much ahead of us with our world and our government, but
There's a
it's
buck in
important
heat.
for us to
Running
get
dough.
some time out
They
in
are
the woods
rutting.
and to sharpen our
His
skills.
neck's not full yet. Oh, here comes a bigger buck.
So right off the bat, we've got this beautiful 10 point, and he's chasing does, and I'm here to hunt for 4 days, so I'm gonna let this guy walk. Also, his left side is light, as you can see, but it's beautiful in the morning sun like this. Um, these deer don't care who's president. They've been doing this for hundreds of years, just like they always do. And we've been hunting them for hundreds of years, just like we always do. But the sun's just come up. He's chasing it, he wants it. And I know how it feels sometimes. Every single the last 33 years of my life. Spent a lot of my life basically doing what he's doing every day. But time has changed, and there's a season for everything. Nowadays, I'm more looking for, in my personal life, someone who thinks and sees the same things I do in this reality that we live in the hundreds of different realities that people are choosing It's important now that we find people that see see me, that see what I think, and see what I believe, and we go from there. Because never have we had so many versions of what to think and what to believe. But this is about God and nature and this beautiful, flat, still earth. Y'all notice how still it is? Except for the camera shake, it's still. And that sun is moving over the top. And its sun is not 90 million miles away. And it's glorious. Thank you, God. Thank you, sir. And here comes buck number 2. This morning, when I got there a little past daylight, I came over. I approached my blind from about a mile away and came over the top of the mountain or the hill behind me, and had to crawl into the blind because the animals were all here, all waiting for me. And it was you kind of have to sneak up on the whole herd just to get in your blind, and you know it's going to be a good day. There's going to be a lot to take pictures of and a lot to share. This little 10 is just beautiful. Looking at it, stomping on the ground, looking directly at me. I like to wear my Garden Ridge ghillie suit, and I don't know whether it has an effect or not, but if you're real still in it and they're looking straight at you, they generally uh, look back down and go about their business, thinking that you're a bush or something. A lot of the guys that are hunting this year with me I haven't hunted with before, and there's a lot of reliance on like an 8-second corn on setting on your feeder in the morning and the evening. My setting on my feeder is 3 seconds, and but when I come to hunt, I put blocks down. We also have mineral blocks supplied by the lease, and I use several things. The doe piss and the buck piss and the drippers are all in effect. Even have a doe in estrus scent that you light. It's like a fireworks punk. You light it and put it under some rocks. The whole area has these smells in it, but also the blocks have hog wild and molasses and powder attractant and corn. And so I use about 50 bags of corn on each sitting. And if you sit on the place every time, the same time, or the same day, the same place every day, you're going to see the number of deer increase throughout your hunt over the consecutive days. To me, that's a big part of this whole process is bringing the deer to you, not driving around and sitting for extended periods of time on the same feed site. That has provided me these great pictures and a very good selection of deer to look at and decide which one is going to be the one.
That's a big 10. It's just not long enough. He's a full grown. He's got a harem of adult females. Just like we like. Big 10. Big body. 80 yards away. That's right. One of his sides is a little bit weak.
The blind I'm in was the general blinds that we have are boxes with office chairs and carpet and insulation, and some of them have glass windows. They're done. Some of them are made of metal, some of wood, and we have those 17 of those scattered around the place on different feeders. And but mine I bought at Cabela's. It's called the Bullets and Blades blind, and it's canvas on a frame. It has shooting rails that are adjustable on an octagonal or hexagonal um, base, and I put pipe insulation around the shooting rest, and it gives them a very soft feel for you to set your gun on. Uh, this blind also tied it down, staked it down, put tarps under it, staked them, and put boulders on the tarps on the outside and roped it down because we're on the side of a mountain and we don't want it to take off like a big kite. It's been very stable. It's proven to be a very stable support so far, even in pretty decent wind. Um, it's also very quiet. I have room inside with a reclining chair, reclining zero gravity Cabela's chair, and a hunting chair for a ground blind with adjustable legs. Those two fit in there, and two hunters can comfortably fit in there together, and so it's got a lot of room. It doesn't make much noise. I was seeing deer immediately after I set it up. It has very low impact on its presence, and it kind of looks good up there on the side of the mountain. This is Friday after Thanksgiving afternoon hunt. I got to the blind about 3, and on my trek toward the blind, I have a few views back towards the feed site and could see there were already deer waiting. They had obviously been there all day, And so once again, I had to sneak up on these deer. I had to come up behind the hill, behind the blind, and crawl into my blind because they were waiting for me and for the afternoon hunt. So the rattling every 15 minutes to an hour, we rattle a little bit. When the deer are out in front of you is a great chance to practice rattling. Make as much noise as you want with those horns and watch closely the effects of the way the deer react. Here I'm practicing and pretty much sounds to them, evidently sounds natural to them.
Well, it doesn't scare them. Let's see if we get a bigger one to come up. bucks will have 10 does. And suddenly you see 10 does come on the scene. And then he backs them up. This guy has only got 3. It's a good start, but he's not a contest buck.
Now the 8 and the 10 notice each other, and the 8 is digging at the stuff that we have down on the ground.
He likes to hang out with him. I think it's a boar. Usually is. Whitetail are out chasing each other. Now two fallow and a pig are at the feed side. Here comes some whitetails from the right. There's one of the hot does. And a buck back behind her. We have about 5 bucks running around right now. And look like a new 10. Possibly. It's about to get real busy. I'm looking for the biggest. Yeah, we've had 3 new come in from the right. Maybe it's another harem. Another dominant buck. This is the magic hour now. It's already been quite a day. Looks like they like what I put down. Now for a word from our sponsor.
Now it's Saturday evening, overcast, and there was not a lot of action when I got in the blind at 2:30. I took a little nap, envisioned a big deer coming out, and this guy was following his doe, and he is different than the other 10 points from earlier in the Thanksgiving break, and so I make the decision that this is going to be my trophy. I've been rattling all morning, well, it's evening now. I've been rattling off and on intermittently, and he is approaching like he's trying to find something and sniffing the air. And I do think that the antlers may have been part of taking every buck in the area and getting them to come by, is what you want. But he comes straight toward me at the end of this deal here, and he makes me an offer that I just can't refuse. And so the last part of this video is a little graphic, but it represents work all the way since July 4th weekend that we've done to get this place up and running and to set this thing up. Thank y'all for being with me today, and please have a happy holiday. And this is RCAnon, where we go, one move forward.